find out where to weigh in on the budget.
Summer Jobs 253 completes another summer of interning.
And we won an award.
All that and more coming up next on Tacoma Report.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. I'm Angie Foster.
And I'm Laura Proctor. The City of Tacoma is in the process of developing the 2019-2020 proposed biennial budget. This month, city staff has been attending meetings throughout the community and gathering citizens' thoughts and ideas on what they'd like to see included.
We did a community survey this biennium in which we called over 800 residents in our community to hear from them about what services are like and then the priorities that they have and issues that they think will most impact them in the next 5 years. We also had a booth at the city's T-Town City Services Expo in which we received feedback about some of the key priorities for our community. Through both of those major events, we've heard that affordable housing, homelessness, economic development, public safety, and walkability and transit access are very important to our community. And as we look forward to our fall and our process to propose the budget to our city council in October, we're actually going to have even more community feedback sessions. So we'll have budget outreach meetings in the month of September with our city manager, and then coming up in October, we'll have town halls with our city council on the budget.
More information about the City of Tacoma's budget process is available at cityoftacoma.org/budget.
Going over the edge of the Murano Hotel. It's not a typical introduction if you're new to Tacoma, but that's just what the new director of Tacoma Public Utilities did during a benefit for the Habitat for Humanity program. Jackie Flowers was among 75 people taking part in Habitat's Toss Your Boss Challenge. That's her rappelling down the side of the 24-floor hotel. In doing so, TPU employees helped her raise $2,500 for the Habitat program. Flowers says she's impressed with the extensive community service involvement of TPU employees and decided to take part on a recent Saturday. Flowers started her new job at TPU last month and now leads Tacoma Power, Tacoma Water, and Tacoma Rail, the city's largest group of service providers. She recently sat down with John Phillips to talk about her new role.
Yeah. My name's Katie. Nice to meet you. My name's Carolyn. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, the sea of new faces and names, and this is a fairly big organization.
It's been a busy first few weeks for TPU's new director, but Jackie Flowers says she's already impressed by what she's learned.
TPU does amazing work. As I mentioned, the team is extremely committed to the service territory, the customers, the city of Tacoma, and they're doing a lot of great things. And from my early conversations, the elements that people identify as priorities for Tacoma, many initiatives we actually have in progress.
Flowers, who served 12 years as general manager of Idaho Falls Power, now leads nearly 1,400 employees of Tacoma Power, Tacoma Water, and Tacoma Rail. Idaho Falls was also a hydropower producer, and during her previous employment at Sheridan, Wyoming, she oversaw a regional water supply. The addition of a railroad is a new twist for her.
I dealt with this before. I went in and I learned the power side of things, and that's a very complex industry that's really dynamic right now. I imagine rail is very complex and certainly has its own regulatory challenges.
As for moving the utility forward to better serve customers, she says her first order of business in Tacoma is to listen and learn.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting into the community, meeting with different stakeholders, different organizations, franchise cities. I'm hoping to have something scheduled soon with the tribes and really start to understand how we work together, what's working, what maybe needs to be improved. But really, I just am hopeful that I can help to, lead the organization and connect in particular in those areas that are important to the community. Sometimes just connecting the dots and being able to tell the story of here's what we're doing to help that initiative is really important. And so that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
Flowers brings more than 25 years of utility experience to her new role in Tacoma. It started with a job as a civil engineer in the water field.
A historically unprecedented level of public investment is happening in the Hilltop neighborhood. The Tacoma Link Light Rail extension is bringing economic prosperity to the neighborhood's residents, particularly with skilled jobs in the building and construction trades. The city is developing an employment model and recruitment strategy to ensure Hilltop community members, particularly women and people of color, can capture these economic opportunities. At the recent Hilltop Economic Empowerment Construction Trades Town Hall, participants learned about resources and training opportunities from a series of knowledgeable panelists. Stay tuned for future updates right here on Tacoma Report. Sue's Tech Kitchen, a traveling exhibit designed and created by entrepreneur Randy Zuckerberg, recently came to Tacoma as part of a national tour. The exhibit offered STEM adventures for the whole family and a peek at tomorrow's technologies through activities like 3D printed s'mores, robots controlled by Candy, edible chemistry experiments, treat dropping drones, and more. Other local technology-focused organizations showed up in force to connect with community members at the 3-day event. The Puget Sound region is all about preserving the environment.
When we come back, we'll be joined in studio to talk about how to get involved in Green Tacoma Day. Don't miss it.
Green Tacoma Day is an annual event where the community helps keep Tacoma green by volunteering at different event sites around the city. Here to talk with us about how to get involved is Michael Carey with the city's Environmental Services Department. Hi, Michael. Welcome to the show.
Hi there, Laura. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, Michael, can you tell our viewers what is Green Tacoma Day?
Absolutely. It's an opportunity for folks to get outside and reconnect with nature. Oftentimes in the Puget Sound, with the mountains in close proximity and the forests and the coastline as well, people often don't think about the nature right outside their front doors. So the Green Tacoma Partnership is an organization with government agencies, nonprofits, and citizens all getting together to celebrate our urban green spaces right outside our front door.
Nice, nice. So can you tell us, Michael, what are some of the activities that are going to take place?
Absolutely. We have 9 restoration sites across the city happening on Green Tacoma Day. And at these locations, there's everything from tree planting to invasive plant removals, a lot of fun opportunities for kids and adults. We also have 2 urban tree planting sites at Ailing Park and then also Mason Middle School. And at these locations, you can plant large landscape-sized trees that actually have a pretty positive impact directly in our park spaces.
Nice. So who would you recommend to attend the event?
Anyone and everyone. Folks who are willing to get their hands dirty. So we have activities from all ranges, looking at open space sites that are out kind of in forested areas that might take a little bit more oomph to get there. There's also some sites right outside our front door again in these urban parks with all the amenities.
Okay, very cool. And so, Michael, are there other opportunities to get involved with Green Day Tacoma?
Absolutely. Most of our restoration sites have work parties that happen every month, and they're usually on Saturdays. You can go to either Metro Parks' website or the City of Tacoma's website to figure out when those are happening. And also we have, if you want the opportunity to bring nature back home to your front door, you can participate in one of our city's tree planting programs, including the tree coupon program.
Wow.
The tree coupon program is a partnership with us and local nurseries to offer up to $30 off of trees purchased.
So, Michael, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate everything that you and your department are doing to help keep Tacoma green and healthy.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody out at Green Tacoma Day, Saturday, October 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Thanks again, Michael.
Thank you.
You can register to volunteer today by going to the Green Tacoma Day website. Up next, we'll take you to the China Lake Nature Preserve. Stay with us.
In the past, Tacoma Report has featured stories on out-of-the-way places and activities that might get overlooked. We recently took you to Charlotte's Blueberry Park. Today, Lane Fickey takes a look at Metro Parks Tacoma's China Lake and gives us some insight into this hidden gem.
Even though it's located on busy 19th Street, a lot of people aren't familiar with the China Lake area, mainly because when you drive by, all you see is this vacant lot. But if you go down over that hill, that is where the beauty of this place really comes into play. It's called a lake, but this body of water is originally thought to be a peat bog from a group of bogs that were prevalent in this area years ago. Today, China Lake can almost be called a pond when you see it full of lily pads, which provide the perfect environment for ducks, turtles, and frogs. Hard to believe this hidden sanctuary is right next to Highway 16. The lake is a little hard to see. The undergrowth has moved right up to the water's edge, but there are some cutouts where the beauty of this park shines through.
China Lake is one of the many north-south drainages that were left in the Puget Sound lowlands as the glaciers moved forward and retreated during the glaciation periods. But it left this beautiful drainage and natural area, 28 acres in all, that help with stormwater benefit now. It receives a lot of the watershed drainage, comes into China Lake and is slowly infiltrated into the ground before it moves back off towards Puget Sound.
It's not uncommon to find people walking their dogs or just out for a daily stroll. It's roughly half a mile to walk the loop around China Lake, and there are numerous other trails that branch off for people to explore, some with their bikes. China Lake is the third largest lake in Tacoma behind Wapato and Snake Lake. Those that visit here know just how special this area is.
China Lake is a wonderful, beautiful place, as you'll see. It's an amazing green space and very important. This is a very high traffic area, 16 just over the hill. It's a buffer area, green space for community. If I need to get away and just walk and calm, that helps me, but it also helps everyone around me. Enjoy. I mean, this is wonderful, wonderful place.
And to keep this area pristine for years to come, a group of dedicated volunteers work with Metro Parks Tacoma.
We have a very active stewardship group right now that comes and does monthly work parties to try to rehabilitate some of the landscape and the native plantings that have become overrun with invasive weeds. Unfortunately, in spots, there's a lot of ivy in this park.
China Lake, hidden from most, but in plain sight to those who know where to look. For Tacoma Report, I'm Lane Fickey.
Friends of China Lake hold a work party the first Saturday of each month from 9 to noon at the lake. Everyone is welcome to attend.
Don't let the price of admission keep you from enjoying the city's museums. With your Tacoma Public Library card, you can check out museum passes for free admission to 5 museums in our general local area: the Foss Waterway Seaport, Lakewold Gardens, the Museum of Glass, Tacoma Art Museum, and the Washington State History Museum. The passes can be checked out at any of the library's 8 branch locations. Museum passes are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Visit the library's website for more info. Learn more about your historic home at the Your House's History workshops. Participants can attend one of 3 free workshops at local libraries to learn how to research their home by using key resources such as historic maps, newspapers, and directories. Workshops will feature guidance from the Tacoma Public Library historian and other local professional historians. To find out more about these September and October workshops, visit the city's Historic Preservation page.
Universal suffrage in America happened in 1956, and today we still have people who haven't registered to vote. September 25th is a national day to get people registered to vote and to encourage people to take an active role in governance and civic engagement. National Voter Registration Day is a day that helps ensure everyone who has the opportunity to vote actually registers to vote. For more information, visit the website. After this break, we'll find out how TPU's pay boxes are getting an upgrade.
And we're celebrating Tacoma Report. Stick around to find out why. A convenient way to pay your City of Tacoma utility bill is getting a makeover. Upgraded payment kiosks called pay boxes have been installed at a dozen locations around the Tacoma area. Pay boxes offer an easy way to pay electric, water, solid waste, wastewater, and surface water bills. They accept cash, check, credit card, and debit card payments. The upgraded machines are easier to use since you can access your account without having to know the account number.
It's different in that there are multiple additional ways to locate and log into your account on the machines that makes it easier for the customer. You have to keep track of all kinds of information in your everyday life anyways, so we make it as simple as possible. Phone number and house number, and you can get in and pay your bill very quickly.
There are 2 pay boxes located at the Tacoma Public Utilities building at South 35th and Union in Tacoma. 10 more are located in select grocery stores around the region served by Tacoma Public Utilities.
We work hard to bring you the information you need, which is why we are proud to share that Tacoma Report, along with other TV Tacoma programming, was honored during the 38th Annual National Association of Telecommunication Officers and Advisor Conference. Each year, NATOA Government Programming Awards recognizes the best in government television throughout America. More than 350 people attended the ceremony, with Tacoma garnering 3rd place in news reporting and in program excellence. Honorable mention also went to TV Tacoma for live community event coverage and for the category of public education. The awards night was recently held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Another City Award-winning program recently wrapped up. Summer Jobs 253 graduated another cohort of Tacoma Public Schools juniors and seniors on August 30th at Stadium High School. The interns and their families were hosted by Tacoma Mayor Victoria Woodard and the Tacoma Public Schools Superintendent Carla Santorno, as well as the REACH Center's Director Nick Bayard.
It gives kids job experience, it gives them credit retrieval, it gives them an opportunity to work in community. It also gives employers an opportunity to look at the future, right? To actually see what's going to be coming through and who their employment base is. But really, for me, I really think it's about allowing these kids to be their best selves and take a look, almost a sneak peek into what adulthood looks like.
Students were recognized with certificates of completion and a reception. This year, the program accepted 150 students.
Be prepared for when a disaster happens. Now is the best time to plan, practice, and participate in drills for natural or man-made disaster. Identify escape routes and safety zones in and around your home and put together or inventory an emergency kit. The 2018 Great Washington Shakeout is at 10:18 a.m. October 18th and is a great opportunity to put your plans to the test. Learn more at the Great Washington Shakeout webpage. And finally, the Tacoma Police Department recently had the opportunity to participate in Chief for a Day, a special event that honors the lives of children diagnosed with life-threatening or chronic medical conditions. With the participation of 35 agencies from across Western Washington, the fun-filled day began at the Shower Center in Kent, where the children and their families met their escorts and were greeted by a number of special guests, including the Seahawks cheerleaders. Tacoma's honorary chief, Grayson Lack, who has spina bifida, arrived and was ready to go. Traveling in a police motorcade, the children were driven to the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center in Burien, where they were sworn in as honorary police chiefs or sheriffs.
We're here today to celebrate Chief for a Day, an activity and an event that is sponsored throughout the state, our Criminal Justice Training Commission, in supporting young folks who have physical disabilities or lifelong disabilities to help them have a great day.
Also, through the generous donations of their local law enforcement agencies and their communities, each chief was presented with their own gift table. Filled with fun activities and demonstrations, Chief for a Day allows these special children and their families to forget about their condition and treatment for a day. For more about Chief for a Day, visit them on Facebook.
That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. Thanks for watching.